Before we can create the layout of the report, we must have the data. So open the dRofus and go to the reports and exports. Find the report you would like to adjust and export XML from there. In this case, I'm actually limiting to one department and including the area sums. But the important thing is to set format to XML and save it out. We use this for designing the report, and you can later export with all the data or different subsets if you'd like, and just assign that to the report. In XF Designer, I can now open the sample report included in the package from dRofus, room list, the simple room list. Under data source, I now click the assign data source button and locate the XML file we just generated from dRofus. Once I have assigned that, I can go to view and view print layout to have a look at the preview. We can now start to customize this report. So we have the report, but it doesn't really look the way we'd like to have it. So go back to design mode, and here we can see the basics of the report. Since I used one of the samples, it's easier to adjust this than start from scratch. It's built up with a table header and a table row, where each row is a repeating row for each room. And as you can see, it only shows the function number, but in addition I would like to add the architect number, or the geographical number, which is called in dRofus. So I'll go to table layout and insert one column, call it to room number, and to get the data from XML, I just move over to data source and navigate down through the room container to the first room, and just drag and drop from the core the architect number. You can see also a preview of the value from that room, so you can understand what's there. And in this case, the department information is not really needed, so I'll just delete that column. But in addition to the program area, I'd also like to have the design area. So I'll make some room and insert one more column to the right. Again, I'll just give it a header and drag and drop the information. Instead of drag and dropping, I can also go to insert and insert field, where you can actually build up the XPath. But I'm just navigating down and double clicking on design area. So we can go to print preview, and now it looks more like we would like to have it. But you can still see it's still ordered by room function number, but instead I would like to have it ordered by room number. So I could go to the repeating row and right click on that one and say edit selection. It's out of screen here, but it's called edit sort conditions. And again, I'll just add the parameter I'd like to order by, and in this case I'll have it ascending and uppercase first. Preview again. Short key for that is control page down, and now you can see it's ordered by the room number. I can also do some calculations in the report itself, so I can actually calculate the percentage of deviations or differences between the design area and the program area. Again, I'll go to the insert and field, and I'll navigate down to the core values for the design area, and I can't use the slash for deviation because this is an XPath expression, but you can see that I can go to functions or operators and choose deviations if you're in doubt, but it's just to type div. And so it's design area, and I locate the program area. And if we preview that, you can see that you get the correct value, so all we need to do now is go to select the field and go to formatting and say it's a percentage value. We can also do something called conditional formatting, and if I just double click the field to get the expression we used, I'll just copy that because I'd like to do some conditional formatting based on that expression. And I can say highlight value, and I'd like to say the foreground color to red if the design area divided by program area is greater than 1.1, meaning the design area is more than 110% of the program area. Okay, and we can preview that. I can also export that as a PDF. I'll just zoom it out to make it fit the screen. And now you have your PDF report design. So I'm almost finished with my report, but I'd like to do something about the header. I'll go back to design view and just double click on the header area to go into edit mode for the page layout we're currently using. In this case, the sample report has used a building block. Building blocks are components that can be reused in multiple reports, so if you have common parts that you would like to reuse, you can use building blocks. But in this case, I'll create my own custom one, so I'll just hit delete to remove it. And instead I'll insert a 1x2 table, go to design and remove all the borders, and on the left hand side I would like to insert an image. I'll locate that image on my desktop, and important to remember to check the embed file option, because if you're sharing this design file with others, they don't need to have it, or if you're later uploading it to dRofus, we can't. It must be embedded in order to render it on the server. So I'll just adjust the size a bit, make it a bit smaller, and on the right hand side I'll just add some text. My first custom report, revision 22, date, and I'll also can use the built-in attributes if I'd like to have a field that's updated. So I can have, for example, the current date and update automatically, so it sets whenever the date is and by Osmoon. And I can just do something with the font here and make this one bold and this one a bit smaller size, even smaller perhaps, and right align that. If I now go out to this and preview, you can see it now I have my custom header.